And welcome to the show. I'm your host, Will Williams, for the Reflexive Speaker Series. Today, my other two co hosts are off doing other things, schedule wise, so they will be rejoining the show whenever their schedule allows them to. My guest today is Lily Lee, and we're going to be talking a little bit about light language. And so, a lot of people, don't know what light language is, Lily, but we're going to discuss what it is and how to connect with it and that kind of thing. I looking forward to doing this show actually, because people don't understand that what you're talking about, light language, is a divine language. Before humans were speaking the way we talk now, this was a language that the gods used. So people don't know that though, because they don't go back and they don't read. They just listen to other people tell them what's going on from the religious perspective. So they don't understand exactly what's happening. But welcome to the show, and we're looking forward to you giving your speech and tell us what light language is.
Hi, Will. I'm so excited to be here, and thank you so much for allowing me to share about what light language is. And absolutely, that is my passion. So, what light language simply is that it is the vibration and frequency of any living thing. So, if it's a living thing, there's a frequency. If there's a frequency, there's a vibration. And if there is a vibration, there is a sound. Even if we cannot hear it with our human ears, there is definitely a sound. Okay, so because of that, each and every one of us can speak it if we wish to tap into it. And definitely if we are contracted to do so in this lifetime.
Right.
So you will find often that maybe perhaps you're already speaking it, or maybe when you were a child, or maybe you observe little kids, right? Or if you have maybe grandchildren or little daughter, son, niece and nephew, just observe them, because sometimes you'll hear them speak, babble, or talking gibberish, because humans, we are funny, right? Because
Right.
when humans don't understand something that is being spoken, we call it, oh, gibberish. If we don't understand what is written, we go, oh, those are scribbles. But potentially, they can be powerful light language, soul dialect, and light codes. So if you observe little children, or maybe perhaps when you were little, you might remember this, because I have many people that tell me this, okay, where they perhaps might have a secret language, they call it, where they communicate with their siblings when they were little. And amongst themselves, they can totally understand what they're saying. But other people are looking at them going, oh, they're just being silly. They're just having fun being silly, you know. But truly, they can communicate, because especially little children, they still remember who they are before the societal programming, before their experiences kind of stop them from that aspect of it. But when they're little, that's when they actually really still remember who they are. So they're able to speak with their in their soul dialect, and so on and so forth. But there are various other terminologies that are used under the umbrella light language. So there's a soul dialect, there's the language of the divine that you mentioned, as well as language of the soul, which is soul dialect, as well language of the heart, universal languages, and even galactic languages, or universal language.
Oh, hold on for a second, Lily. You mentioned galactic there. We're going through a stage right now, period, where we have two moons in the sky. Okay. Now, the general public itself, when you mention this, because the media has kind of glossed over it a little bit and just told us, oh, it's no big deal. It's just, just a second moon. And it's not even really a moon. We're going to call it a rock. So you won't get excited about it. But this moon that's up there, you can see it in the night sky. It sits, sometimes it's adjacent to the moon. If you look up in the night sky, it's there. You can see it with your plain eyes. And if you got a telescope, it's fantastic what you can see on this thing. But when you mention that, galactic wise, that moon is affecting us as well as the moon that we see every night, So talk a little bit about that from a spiritual perspective of what it is to experience. And this is a time in human history where we have never had a chance to experience something like this. We've heard science talk about some other planet having 2 or 3 moons, but Earth, for the next, I think we almost like at 50 days now, 40 something days left of it being here. We're seeing 2 moons in the sky, and those 2 moons are affecting people, and people are not, and it's affecting our weather and so forth too. Now, from the perspective of what the media and the government wants to do is keep everybody quiet, calm about this, because they don't know what the heck to do about this either. So they're saying no big deal. We got storms and all, and it's unfortunate that we have all these storms and stuff going on. That's also taking people in a different direction with their lives too. But talk a little bit about how that affects us as in our daily lives.
I laugh because I'm thinking to myself, we're going to go into another rabbit hole here, and we'll be diverting from light language. So I am, to be honest, I am a little hesitant to open that rabbit hole, because we will be here a while.
We'll kind of, after you give your speech, then we'll come back and you can kind of incorporate it into the light language, because it is speaking to people. And so people are kind of confused about what's going on, as they already are in the shift anyway. But just focus on what you said there, the light language. And if you're ready to, I guess at this point, instead of you, going on here, we can just go into your speech, and then we can really talk after you get through with the speech, if you're ready.
Sure, absolutely. I can interchange both of them, and I can incorporate both of them.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, because I just don't want to leave the audience going, what the heck is she talking about? What is Will talking? What are they? Because I know we will have a really absolutely interesting conversation, and we'll be going back and forth. Yeah, did you know this? But I don't want the audience going, whoa, what is this? It's a little too much for me right now. I'm going to kind of log off. I don't want to lose them.
Right. Well, no, I think everybody's going to stay on board this morning with us. But I tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and introduce you again. This is Lily Lee. She's going to talk to us about light language. And I'm going to give the floor to you, and you give us your speech. And then we'll come back and we'll really talk. Okay? All
Yeah,
right. So
sure.
Lily Lee has the floor.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Because I love that. I love that heads up for the audience. So if they wish to stay for the interesting conversation afterwards, absolutely. I would love to chat about that. But basically, back to light language, right? Why am I so passionate about it? Because I am literally everything that I do is aligned to my current soul purposes. And that is to raise the vibration of humanity, to heal the collective, and to help you awaken to who you truly are. And that is sort of an intro to your question before, which I said, let's kind of hold it off for now.
Right.
but so what I'm trying to do here is to normalize it, because all of us can speak it if we really wish to, right? All of us can. And you might be wondering, okay, so I can. Why? Why would I even want to tap into it? What's the big deal? Right? Well, there are three major things. But before I mention what the three major things are, three major reasons, in my opinion, I'll ask you something. If you have been experiencing possible invisible blockages, that might be you're feeling, oh, there's some invisible blocks that's stopping me from tapping into my joy, my happiness, my health, even maybe my wealth. Okay, my maybe meeting the loving relationship that I always wanted, or perhaps a relationships or friendships that really truly connects. If you're feeling there is a blockage, I find invisible blockage, or perhaps you've been wondering, or start asking the questions, is this all life is about? Am I really just waking up, rush, 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 rush? First of all, keep on hitting the snooze button because, I don't want to get up, snooze button, right? And then rush, 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 get the kids ready to go to school, prepare breakfast, lunch, right? And then hurry them off and then drive them there, and then drive to work. And then you're like, I really don't like what I'm doing. Is it 5:00 yet? I want to go home, right? So once you get off, but then you're not really going home because you just have to go pick up the kids. You probably have to go grocery shopping. You have to go home, prepare dinner, and then the whole cycle continues. Put them to bed, and then again, it starts all over again. But then maybe perhaps you're wondering, is this what life is all about? Am I here for that? No, I feel like, there is a true purpose. There is a real purpose for this, for my life, I find. What is it? What is it? This cannot be my life. Okay. If you have experienced those blockages, energetic blockages, or invisible blockages, or perhaps you are starting to ask those questions, then light language is the way that will help you, because it's the fastest way to help you to awaken to who you truly are. Because it speaks directly to your soul. If you wish to start to bring your soul vibrations out, because when you first start speaking it consciously for the first time, often my clients and the people that I speak to, they get extremely emotional. They feel really good, right, about it, because the soul is going, oh, thank God, thank you for letting me out. I can finally speak. Thank you, right? So they're so, like, their soul is so happy, and their being is so absolutely happy as well, right? Like full of emotions, really, really happy, feel really, really good. So that is the first reason why I highly would recommend light language. And this is why I'm so passionate about it, because again, it's aligned to my soul purpose to awaken to who you truly are. The second reason is because it is the fastest way that I know of that will be able to raise your vibration. So if you happen to be feeling down, maybe you know why, or maybe you don't know why, you're just feeling down, then you can absolutely bring in your soul dialect, right? Or any other light language and go. It'll just raise your vibration right away. So after bringing that vibration through, you're like, oh, okay, I feel better now. I feel better. The third major reason why I'm so passionate about this is because, again, it's aligned to my soul purpose. It is the quickest healing modality that I know, especially the quantum light language healing modality that I have created, because it's multifaceted. It, again, one aspect of it is it speaks directly to your soul. So that is why it's very, very quick. It's very quick to help you move those negative energy that we talked about, those negative, the block. Remember, you're like going, oh, I feel like there is an invisible block that is stopping me from accessing my various types of abundance. If you know how to speak it, you can do it yourself. You don't need a healer, activator, whatever like me to help you, right? You can absolutely do it yourself. You can bring it through and help yourself clear those dense energy, right? So everything that I do, I am here to empower you to believe in yourself, to go inwards and believe in yourself, because what I'm doing right now, I'm not that special. You all of you have it. All of you have the ability to access all of that, right? The only difference is that my purpose here is to help awaken you and activate that within you, right? That's the only difference, really, the way that I see it. But all of you have it, right? It's just like I'm also here to help you awaken, or actually even to normalize innate abilities, which is more well known as psychic abilities. But I do psychic with these air quotes, right? Psychic abilities, because the word psychic, in my opinion, has a gatekeeping vibe to it. Like, whoa, you're not special. Like, you have to be special in order for you to have those abilities. But that's not true. We all have it. And you probably just don't know what the term is, right? Like what you mentioned before, Will. You don't know what the term is. You don't know it's called clairvoyance, clairaudience, clear sentience. You feel clear cognizance. I just know that's one of the hardest ones, because it's hard to prove that unless it happens, right? So you probably already have those. You just don't know that it's called clear something. It's a psychic ability. You don't know, but you always will say, I sense there's something negative when I walk into this party. What's going on? Right? Clear sentience, clear cognizance even, right? So I am here to normalize everything, right? Not everything. I'm here to normalize the innate ability that you have within you, and as well as light language. I am here to normalize both of them, to show you, to empower you that you have that ability within you. Everything. Okay, we hear lots of stuff, right? In the media or everywhere, people talk. Some people, like even they're really famous, they're technically the leaders, or they know what they're saying. But I always say, use your intuition, use your internal guidance, see whether or not it resonates. If it resonates, go with it. If it doesn't, listen to your intuition because it probably is not accurate. Okay. So that is why it's extremely important to go within, to go within. So back to light language. Now, there is a misconception, in my opinion, of the two words light language. Why is that? Because the first word, light, okay, not all light languages are of the light. Whoa, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? What I
Absolutely.
mean, yeah, what I mean is when you listen to certain transmissions, right, from various channelers, sometimes you might feel, that doesn't feel good. I just want to scroll, then scroll away, right? Listen to your internal guidance. The most accurate way of saying what you are or what that channeling is about is that the intention that the channeler has placed is not for your highest good. That's it. That's all. Not for your current highest good. It's not a matter of, oh my God, they're so evil. Oh, they're trying to do negative things. No, 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 no. Where our thought goes, energy flows. We don't need to place any extra energy on the things that we don't resonate with, right? And the most accurate way, again, of explaining that feeling where you're listening to a channel, listen to a transmission, you're like, your internal guidance going, then just scroll away. It's not for your current highest good. Okay, so that's the first word in light language. So the second word, language and light language. Now, often I get people saying to me, "Oh, I wish I can understand what the transmission is about. What is the message about?" I do have a program on that. However, the thing to like meaning program about how to understand the messaging. But the thing is with the second word, light language, not all light languages have messages. What do I mean by that? Okay, so there are actually three major types of light language, so to speak. The first type is absolutely, there are messages. There are messages in there. Second type, no messages at all. It's just healing vibrations. Third type, literally just sounds. No messages, no vibrations. What do I mean by that? Well, you know how sometimes you're talking to someone and they're speaking a lot of stuff, they're saying a lot of stuff, and you're like looking at them going, wow, this person is speaking a lot about nothing. I don't know what they're saying. I don't know what they're saying, but they're absolutely speaking in your language, right? They are actually using, the various English words and whatever sentence structure, but you're just kind of looking at them going, whoa, they're saying so much about nothing. I don't know what they're saying. That's what I mean when I say just sounds. So, of course, there's a combination of all three or all two, so on and so forth, right? And so, what you need to do is you need to tap in first. This is what I teach in the program. You need to tap in first to see, oh, is there a message? If there is a message, then you go, okay, then you can tune in. So, this is why sometimes humans, being ourselves, we kind of disempower ourselves because we don't know what the right route to take, meaning, we might be like, oh, we just can't get it. We don't understand it. Like, there's a transmission. I just can't tap in. But it's like, maybe there are no messages, right? Maybe there are no messages. Don't worry about it. Just, that's why you can't tap in. There's nothing there, nothing, right? So, yeah, so that's why there are the two misconception in the word light language in itself. So, of course, in light language itself, right, there's various ways of light language forms, such as spoken and hand gesture, which you'll see me often do as well. And body movement is sort of like dance, right? As well as written light codes. And I started a book series, Dragon Light Codes book series on that. And as well as light codes that comes through in art form. and also can come through as songs. Not articulation can be spoken and in songs or toning as well. So many, 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 many different forms, right?
Okay.
And light language is actually not um, learned, because often people like to ask me, okay, so how do I learn light language? It's not learned like
Hold,
any other human
hold on
languages.
for a second there, Lily. Okay.
Pardon?
You just said, and you gave an outstanding speech, by the way. Okay. That was really good. But I want you to elaborate on what you just said though, because you said people ask you, can they learn this? And so you're going to explain to us how that works. Go ahead.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah. So it's not something that you learn, just like a new dialect, a new human dialect. Like, oh, I want to learn Italian. I want to learn Chinese. I want to learn. No, it's not like that. There is no word for word translation. Okay. So instead, what it is that you will be activated, activate your remembrance. That's how you start speaking it. And because
Okay,
I'm a light,
hold on a second. Is this
yes,
similar to an awakening? Because that's what some people are going to relate this to. Since you just said you're like awakened to this information, this frequency. So it's something similar to an awakening, correct? You know what you're saying?
I would say it is. I would say it
Okay.
is. It's a conscious awakening. It's not an
Right.
unconscious awakening. So it is a conscious awakening. So there are, I'll share with you and the audience, there are actually 4 or 5 ways. I should really figure out exactly which many ways. I think 5 ways of
Okay.
actually activating your light language. Okay. So there's the unconscious way and a conscious way. So one of the unconscious way is literally one day you wake up and then you start speaking human term gibberish, right?
Right.
And you just start saying, blah, 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 blah. Whoa, where's that coming from? What am I saying? Whoa, unconscious activation, like literally unconsciously, you're just activated. Okay, so that's one way. And then there are, let's just say 4 more ways. We'll figure out the numbers.
Right. It's
I'm
okay.
writing it down as I speak. Okay, so the conscious way of activating is, let's say, you can listen to the different channelers, right? Various channelers, whoever it is that you resonate with, right? And then you can try to mimic them. Like literally, if you're able to mimic them, you've been activated. You can speak it, right? Because
Okay.
often I also get, this is what people tell me, oh, I don't know, Lily, am I making it up? Because I can copy you. I'm like, whoa, I'm not easy to copy. If you can
Right.
copy what I'm saying, no, you're saying it, right? Yeah. So try to basically bring in, I'm going to call it the term, bring in the vibration of the channeler. So you're listening to it, whatever that resonates with you. That's important. And see if you can mimic what they're saying, because you'll notice at the beginning you might be mimicking them, but then the sounds would go off on their own after a while, because your mind is no longer taking over, right? Because your mind, you need to get your mind out of the way, because your mind is always maybe analyzing you, going, what is she doing?
Right.
What is he doing? Or what is he saying? Right? But as soon as the mind is out of the way, right, then your soul can come out and go, start speaking.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Let me ask you this.
yeah.
In someone's daily life, how do they or can they incorporate this into structuring, helping them get through their day and improving their life and their routines?
If once they are activated with light language. So as I mentioned, if they are feeling down, right, they can just bring through the soul dialect light language, and they can uplift their vibration right away, and they'll feel good, like literally feel way better than they were before. And they're like, oh, okay, wow, I feel so much better. Right? Because I'm connected, because you're connected to your soul. You're
Right.
connected to the divine. Why is that? Well, like, what does that even mean? What does that that means is, again, you hear lots of people say lots of things, and
Right.
one of them is you are divine. You are, sometimes people even say, um, you are source. You're part of source. You are source.
Right.
And then you might go, I'm not source, because source is a different way depending on what you use. You could use God, you can use universe, you can use
Right.
whatever it is that resonates with you. And if you hear that, you might, I'm not source, I'm not God. Like, what are you talking about? I'm not divine. So, but what does that really mean though? What that means is, let's just say a tree, we're talking about a tree,
Okay. Okay.
and the leaves fall off, the twigs fall off. Then you look at the leaf and go, are you part of the tree? Yeah, absolutely. The leaf is part of
Absolutely.
a tree, right? The twig. Are you a part of the tree, the oak tree or whatever tree, pine tree, right? Yeah, absolutely, you are. That is what the term means. We all are divine or source or part of source, part of divine, right? Absolutely, because we are part of it,
You're part
right?
of
So
it.
that's why,
Absolutely.
yes, so that's why when you speak light language, soul dialect, you connect to your soul, your higher self, as well as the divine source, so on and so forth, whoever it is you want to connect to, of course, right? Because um, you can obviously connect to other beings as well, but
Yeah.
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 So, but so that is a way, like if you feel off, because we're humans, often we will feel off. Often we will experience negative
Right.
emotions because that's just the way this 3D reality is. However, you'll notice that as soon as you start tapping into your soul dialect, your light language, then you will start to awaken your consciousness. I don't really like to call it spirituality because it's almost as spirituality is outside of you. But
Yeah.
consciousness has the feeling, the vibe of more it's you. So I am all about you. I want to empower you, not
Right.
anything outside of
Right.
you. Okay. I want to empower you. So it's more like activating your consciousness, up leveling your consciousness. Okay. So the more you actually connect with your light language and soul dialect, the more you'll be able to connect with your soul, your higher self. You'll be able to maybe understand what your soul purpose is, right? And then your consciousness level arises. Then anything that happens in this 3D reality, it'll
Yeah.
still happen. It's not that it won't happen, it will still happen, right? Then you'll just, the way you experience it, it's not so dramatic because you have the higher consciousness level. You're like, oh, okay, so this is happening. What is the possible solution for this? Right? Like, honestly, truthfully,
Yeah.
you will
Yeah.
actually, yeah, you won't feel so dramatic and go, oh my God, this is happening to
Yeah.
me again. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
That's what a lot of people are. They experience that part of it and they just start asking themselves the question instead of going into the flow of it.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
yeah.
Right. And how else can you use light language and soul dialect? Well, you can use it on yourself and your family and your friends if you wish to help them, right? And meaning if they're like, oh, my back is, I don't know why I always have this backache,
Right.
right? And of course, if it's not physically, like it's not a cause from an accident or a whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like a physical, oh, I just got hit by whatever. Of course, you can still use light language to heal with that, the quantum light language healing. But what I'm referring to is more of the at the energetic level, right? Because with the other one, uh, again, I teach another program on that
Right.
just for
Right. Right.
healing. Yeah. So, but with just light language, you can absolutely use it, bring it through, and clear that dense energy if you wish to help them, right? Or yourself.
Right.
Right? You can absolutely use that on a daily basis. It's kind of like energy medicine, I suppose, with no side effect.
Exactly. I would say so. I would say
Yeah,
so.
and it's all
Yeah.
within you. That's why I
Right.
love about it. It's all within you. You don't have to
Yeah.
go, "Oh, let me go to the pharmacy and get this and that. Oh, I'm gonna get side effect, but okay, at least they told me what the side effects are."
Right. Right. And there are a
It's
lot
me.
of them usually. I'm on medication right now for my eyes, and yeah, yeah, it's interesting when you have stuff that goes on the side of taking something. But you have been a great guest. This has been very informative, and you gave an outstanding speech. Now, even though we have the links linked into how to get in touch with you, could you tell the audience how to contact you if they want to get in touch and follow you, or even become a client of
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for asking.
yours?
Yeah, so the best way to actually access all of the various programs, and even I started a membership right now, which is only founders membership, which is only $9 a month, right? So the best way to actually reach me is the Linktree link that I have, because it has all the different things. It has all of my social medias. I'm on Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn,
You're not
YouTube.
hard to find.
Pardon?
You're not hard to find.
Pardon?
It's going to be easy to find you if somebody really wants to get in touch with you.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, you're on
absolutely.
every platform basically. So you're just saying, type in a platform, you'll find me.
Yes, yeah, give that a shot for sure.
Right.
It's just the spelling of my name, Lily. Last name it's Li, and
Right.
give that a
That's
shot and see if you can find me that way. Yes, for sure, absolutely.
Okay. I want to ask you one last question, I guess. I mean, this has been, I told you it was going to be fast. The speech went like, it seemed like it was 5 minutes, but you went actually closer to 15 minutes, which is good, because it was very informative. So the audience got something out of it. They were able to connect and understand what you were talking about. So, and that's what this show is about. Guests like you are what's going to make the Reflective grow and become what I envisioned it to be. And my co-hosts too, Karen and Joan. The vision of this show is to give speakers or people who want to get into speaking the opportunity to do so on a platform where everybody can see them. So we're going to bring on, guests from all walks of industries, life, and everything else you can think of. And so we're not trying to steer you in a direction. Like your speech today, you chose the topic and you very clearly and informatively gave us what we needed from that speech. So what people got was a gift this morning, okay? Because they were able to see you without being in a business that's already, hired you to come in and speak to their employees. This is global, so people all over the world have had a chance to see and experience what it's like to sit in a room with you and actually hear you speak. So this has been a good gift for people, and I'm pretty sure every speaker who speaks tries to inspire their audience. So I'm pretty sure some people are going to take something away from this. It's going to give them that boost they needed, or that ignition to say, okay, look, I can do this. I can do this. So you have been an outstanding guest. I want to reiterate that again. And anything else that you want to say before we go?
I just want to say that thank you so much for this opportunity. Like, I love talking about light language, as I mentioned,
Right.
because it's absolutely will make a huge difference for humanity. So that's what I'm here for.
Absolutely. I tell you what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to probably get Karen and Joan to bring you on their show, which is Soul, Light, and Body. And so you can talk about these two moons too. We didn't get a chance to go into details about that, but I want people to have somebody who, from the, you said you don't like to use the word spiritual because that's outside, but people who are connected to that language to understand what's going on with this two moon thing and see that something is happening that's changing and shifting and moving us forward into a different dimension that we're not fully prepared for. But that's a good thing because there's not going to be any gatekeepers to keep you out of the way. And so, I'm pretty sure Karen is going to be in touch with you and get something worked out where you can come on their show and talk about your book. You mentioned your book a little bit and talk about your book and then all other kind of things that you're involved in too, that in more detail. So you are the kind, from a host perspective, you're the kind of guest that a host lives for.
Oh.
Because what a host really wants to do is bring a guest onto the show and then just kind of turn them loose. Because what you want to do is have a conversation with your guests, and where they can actually just feel free to cover everything that they need to get out. And so that's why I don't have a parameter of what I'm going to, talk to you about. It's just we're just having a conversation. So in structure of that conversation, you're covering everything that you thought you wanted to say. It comes out. So that way, after the show is over, you're not saying, "I wish you would have asked this question. Maybe I should have said that," and maybe. So there are no maybes in it because we're having a conversation. Outside of you giving your speech, the rest of it is all you. you know. So that's what audience can connect to is they can see the genuineness in the person themselves. They get a chance to feel your personality. And that's what I really wanted to do with this show this morning. So you have been an outstanding guest. I want to thank you again for being a guest. And I guess we will. Oh, one last thing. Do you have anything else you want to say before I close the show?
Everyone, just shine your light. Shine your
beautiful.
light.
That is beautiful.
Don't try to be anyone else. Just be the unique, beautiful, quirky you. Nobody can be like you. Be you.
Lily, I'm going to close the show on that. I'm not even going to try to go over that. Join us next week on The Reflexive, and we'll have a different speaker, and we'll see you at that time. So, Lily Lee, I thank you for being my guest. Karen is in the background. I thank her for hosting me and doing the studio stuff to make this show happen. And Joan, your spirit is always with me. So, till then, we'll see you next week.
Thank you, everyone.